Okay. The hell is that?
Yeah, I'm running out of costumes.
What are we talking about today?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to What Are We Talking About? Today, we're talking about Jeepers Creepers.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I really want, because it's still just like a rumor so far, but I am hoping
For a third one.
For Jeepers Creepers 3.
They definitely left the second one off where the lore is still able to go on to tell more stories. That's the best part about the Jeepers Creepers movies, I think, is it's a great... The Creeper is an incredible, movie monster.
He is one of my favorite movie monsters.
There's a great lore behind Jeepers Creepers.
He's one of my favorite movie monsters of all time. Because what's more terrifying than not being able to kill the Creeper?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can't die.
No, yeah, it's true.
He can't die.
I mean, I have the continually running joke that if you threw him in a wood chipper, it'd be hard for him to piece himself back together. But we don't know. That's never happened in the movie.
I feel like there's somehow he'd get pieced back together or something like that. I don't know.
Because somebody would be like, oh, look at this. I'm just going to put all these pieces back together.
Well, no.
Because that dude at the end of the second one sewed them all back together for some dumb reason.
Yeah, because he was at the end of the second one, he had his arm and leg chopped off, and he was like hopping to get to that one dude, try and eat him. And yeah, by the end of it, you find 23 years later, you see the farmer and his son, and the old farmer is just sitting there
with a gun,
with his post-pounder homemade harpoon.
He basically built almost like a museum of this creeper thing, right?
Not a museum. He just put it in. He hung it up in his barn.
Well, yeah, but people paid to come see it.
Yeah,
right?
and that's not a bad idea.
It's a good way to make money, but that's why I said museum, right?
But at the same time, it's stupid knowing that this thing is gonna come back alive 23 years later and kill again. I understand that. Yes, he has
a storage container and weld it shut.
Yeah, something like that. But at the same time, I can understand. Yes, this guy has this vengeance to fucking just inflict as much pain as he can.
Because it killed his
youngest
toddler, whatever. It wasn't a toddler, but
it killed his youngest kid.
He was a kid.
In the beginning of the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the second one compared to the first one, I like the first one a lot more.
That's the thing. If it wasn't for the first one being so good, I don't think I would have liked the second one. Because there's a lot to do with the second one that, the team actors in it aren't necessarily the best.
No, I can't say.
There's some situations that are a bit ridiculous, but because the first one was so good and it set up such a great, villain monster, right? The Creeper was so intimidating and almost he was scary in the first one, right? He was creepy and scary. And so then in the second one, even though the second one was almost a little bit Gremlins 2-esque, where it was they went a little bit ridiculous. It wasn't they didn't take themselves as seriously as they did with the first one. Or maybe they did, and I just thought it was dumb.
You gotta remember, this movie was made in 2002. The second one was made in 2000.
But the first one was, I think, incredible. It's not only just a good horror movie. It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh
period.
Yeah, when in the first one, when they find his little torture chamber underneath that church.
Yeah.
And all the bodies are sewn together, and there's limbs missing from all of them or whatever because of the stuff he's eaten, or when Justin Long and his sister are leading the cops down the road, and all of a sudden they're having that conversation, but then it's that view of you see them having the conversation, but you can see out the back window the Creeper's absolutely destroying the cops, and then everything, they all come to a stop, pull over or whatever, and then they see the Creeper pick up the head of the one cop that he decapitated, and looks like he's almost going to make out with him, and all of a sudden he just pulls the head away, and he's bitten the tongue off, and he's stretching it out of the head, and all of a sudden just snaps off, and it's just that's creepy.
Yeah,
the Creeper is a creepy dude.
The first one's got a really good atmosphere to it, and the only scene in the first one that's even a little bit cheesy is when they're trying to... Oh, well, I was thinking when they were trying to run him over, and he just kept running over the top of their car. That went on for a little long, but other than that, It was really good. Like
No, it's
I can't get over this enough about the atmosphere. That's I think the most important thing for horror movies is the atmosphere, and they do a really good job in the first one of making a really good atmosphere. What?
Grandma's here.
Okay, well I'm in the middle of something.
Come and say hi.
Okay, I will. Okay, anyways, continuing on.
okay.
So the second one, I think that like the atmosphere, they tried to make it be the same, but maybe it was because the actors weren't as good.
I think it was
I don't know what it was.
the
but
actors, like, because
it felt cheesy. The second one.
No, I kind of get that feeling too from the second one, but their problem was they try to upscale it in the second one. They
Yeah,
try to take it
it's
from
true.
2 kids to a bus full of kids and make it more terrifying, but in doing so
They almost made it more cheesy.
Yeah, exactly. Like
The creepiest scene in the whole movie was creepy in almost creeper way, not in a scary way.
where he's choosing them all.
Yeah,
and
he's like looking the window and he's got his nose vagina. That's like
yeah, no, it's
that's creepy because it's like there's a dude looking through our window, not because it's scary. You know what I mean? That's the difference between the first and the second one. The second one's creepy in a way that's not scary.
The mysticism of who and what is this creeper dude, and why is he constantly hunting them down? Like, you don't really get to see anything like a full shot of this creeper until the very end. Where he's got Justin Long. They're in the cop shop, and basically he flies away, and it kind of gives way to that, like, the whole title of the movie, Jeepers Creepers. Like, when I heard one of you screaming your last scream you'll ever scream, and there'll be the song Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers?
And that's what he takes at the end is Justin Long's eyeballs. Right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's the first
and
one.
They didn't have that song at all in the second one, I don't think.
No, they didn't have anything. They
showed Justin Long in a couple scenes, but it felt very disconnected from the first one.
They had Justin Long in a couple scenes, and then the one little radio broadcast talking about some of the events that had gone on in the first one. Other than that, because it doesn't have much.
You were saying that this one is that the creeper. It was the same. The same time that he was awake, right?
It was in the same. Justin Long had to have been
the same
killed.
23 days.
It's the same 23 days. So Justin Long only had to have been killed off like a couple of days before this had all gone on.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and because the second one was the nearing of his 23 days, right? Like
the last day was you see the last day.
Yeah, you see him like basically cocoon up and.
Well, his face does.
Well, his face cocoons, and then like he just basically goes on to like hibernation for the next time he wakes up in 23 years. Right?
And I hope that, like you were saying, like I would be fine with them making a third one, but I would hope that they try and go back to the vein of the first one, where it was smaller and more intimate and more just like a better atmosphere. Because, like we were saying, the second one was a bit too extreme.
Because maybe for someone who lives in the city, this movie isn't that scary. But for people where, like, the countryside is, like, probably, it's the major part of our lives.
Yeah,
right?
that's
like,
the
we
thing.
see countryside anytime we want to drive.
Anytime we want to travel somewhere, most of the trip, you're looking at fields.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how, this is what this movie's about, is traveling by yourselves through the countryside. And the few people that you see them get just basically slaughtered by this creeper, right? Like, it's it'd just be so terrifying, right? Like, maybe you finally found someone who can help you, and then all of a sudden he kills them, and you're alone again. Like, there's just no one who can help you. Like, you're on your own. You're fighting for your.
No, definitely, and you can't win.
No,
if he chooses you, you're gonna die.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, the one guy at the end of the second one lucked out just because
he ran out of time.
He ran out of time. Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, yeah, if he chooses you, you're gonna die. Like, if all you can do is try and outrun him for 23 days. Really, that's all. And then live your life for the next 23 years until he comes back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's almost like a force of nature that... Like, that's why I'm able to like the second one a little bit more because of the creeper and the lore and it makes it so that I'm interested in seeing a third one.
Yeah, no.
Even though the second one wasn't the best.
No, the first one is by far my favorite. Second one, I still like it, yeah, because of the creeper. But other than that, yeah, like you said, it's the kids. They're acting like there are some of the situations that are a little bit ridiculous, but maybe it is because of when it was set. I can't remember the date on when it was set. It's definitely set back in the time where, like, you know, you had the jocks. And,
well, I think the thing is,
and,
they had too much budget for the second one because there was a lot more action.
Like I said, they tried to really upscale this one, right? It was almost like Alien and Aliens,
but not
where the first one is very
horror and the second one is more action.
Not even like horror, but very suspenseful.
Yeah,
very dark and suspenseful, and the second one's a lot of action. Right?
Yeah, I agree. And the thing about it is, Aliens and Alien, it's a toss-up as to which one of those is better, and it's only a toss-up because they're so different, right? Yeah. Whereas these two,
the first one's by far the best.
Yeah, and because they're so different, I think is the reason why the second one's not as good.
Yeah, like in the first one, I'll always remember that scene where they go to that old lady's house and they want to use the phone. And the creeper is there. And he breaks into the old lady's house, and she goes inside, and, like, she's got the shotgun, and she's all badass, and you hear the gunshots, and they're sitting there like, what's gonna happen? I guess we'll stand here and wait to see what comes out that door. And then all of a sudden you see the shadow to the old lady, like, come up to the door, and you're just like, no. And then all of a sudden you just, like, she's dead, because then you see her, like, head hung, and she's just kind of, like, gliding, pushes open the door, and then, like, drops, and it's the creeper, and it's just like... Holy crap, like that guy is just, he is a terrifying dude, but he's badass at the same time.
He definitely is. I agree.
But I guess
rating time?
Rate both of them.
Yeah, I would say rating for the first one would be a 7.5. I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to say 7.5 because I really enjoyed it too.
And then for the second one, I'm going to have to go a lot lower, and I'm going to even say probably 6.3. Like It is, like, after watching the first one, if you've seen the first one, the second one's better, right? If you just watch the second one by itself, it's maybe a 5.0. But after watching the first one, then the second one makes it so that it's still enjoyable. Like, you can watch it and enjoy it, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one.
I think I'm going to put it in a threshold of 6 to 6.5.
Yeah.
So these movies, first one was...
Because to me, 6 is a passing grade. Right?
Yeah.
Anything less than 6, you shouldn't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so out of 10, we both gave the first one 7.5 out of 10. The second one, you gave a 6.3 out of 10. I gave it a threshold of 6 to 6.5.
So pretty similar ratings for both. But let us know what you think. That's the important thing, is what do you think about these movies? Let us know in the comments down below. And... go ahead and subscribe and like if you enjoy this video. But that's all for us for this installment. Thanks for watching. Never stop learning.
And cut.